Inside this box is a pair of shoes that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Some have called it sneaker of the year. I haven't. I called the last shoe that I unboxed sneaker of the year. But in today's video, I'm gonna unbox this pair of sneakers. You guys already know what it is in the title and the thumbnail, and then give you guys a full review. Now this pair I purchased from Soul Steals or Soul Supremacy. They had pairs early. Goat didn't even have pairs early, or they did, but they didn't have pairs for instant ship. So I went to Soul Steals, got them for $700, I think. Not cheap. But hey, you know what? You pay to play when it comes to early sneakers. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, if you want to see more early sneaker reviews just like this, because your subscription, while it doesn't pay for these shoes, it does make me feel better about spending almost $1,000 on a pair of shoes that I haven't seen them yet. But here we go, here's the box. Very similar to what we had on last year's Air Jordan 3 J Balvins. You've got a black box with the J Balvin logo right there, a smiley face logo right there. Of course, this outer layer is a sleeve that you can pull off. Looks like the sleeve actually has this cool sort of photo image. So the front of the box is this really nice sunset that sort of fades from a yellow into a red and then a purple. And then at the bottom it's got some Spanish, but it also says, probably the English translation, a sunset always reminds me, a new day full of opportunity is coming. And then you've got J Balvin's signature. J Balvin has absolutely hit his stride when it comes to Jordan collaborations with the Air Jordan 3. The last pair was probably my favorite Jordan 3 collaboration of the last year. The last time there was an Air Jordan 3 collab that was as good as the J Balvin 3s, in my opinion, was the Alma Maniere 3s. And before that, maybe the Dornbeckers. But even that's not really technically a collaboration. I guess it is. So like I mentioned, the box top is gloss, and then the bottom part of the box actually is this sort of textured matte elephant print, which is really nice. You can actually really feel the elephant print on the box. Actually, speaking of elephant print, APTHCRY is dropping our elephant print socks and the rest of our, I guess, animal collection next Friday. Make sure to check them out. Links in the top of the description below. It's gonna be an awesome collection, and these elephant print socks, while not exactly the same color as these J Balvins, would probably still go well. But hey, continuing on around the box, on the front of the box, you've got this sort of pull tab thing, or pull ring that comes in a glossy black. You've got the size tag, size 9, my true size. And the official name of this shoe is the Air Jordan 3 SP, and the colorway is Black Solar Flare. Is there anything else in the box? Not really, but the texture does continue to the bottom of the box, which is nice. Is that the same thing with the other J Balvin 3s? I'm not sure. I don't know where I put that box. Yes, it looks like the box is very, very similar. That might not be Rio, actually. Now that I'm looking at the front of this box, it might be another another city. I have no idea. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize, but the elephant print in the bottom of the box is actually purple. And it's purple on both shoes. It's sort of a sunset purple. That's really nice. Okay. I didn't actually do a full review of the original J Balvin 3s because I got them really late. These ones I'm getting early, so I'm giving you guys that full review. But apparently the box is basically identical. Now I'm wondering if the quote's identical. Let me see. Yes, the quote is identical. So there you go. Same box. Let's pop the top. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, look at this paper. Very nice. You've got this sunset themed paper with the same quote repeated in both Spanish and English. Obviously, it starts off as yellow on one side and fades to purple. I think it's dope. I really, really love this collaboration. Like I said, J Balvin, man, absolutely killing it with Jordan Brand with the Air Jordan 3. I also really like the 2. The only one I wasn't a huge fan of, personally, was the 1. Ooh, these are clean. These are pretty clean. So here they are, the Air Jordan 3 J Balvin Rio. Like I said, named after his son. Beautiful shoe. Like the other J Balvin 3s, they've got this paper behind the pull tab. I guess just to protect it. Does it say anything in there? It does not. So it's just purely there to protect it. You've got the J Balvin hang tag right there in orange, which is really nice. And then on the other side, you've got an orange set of laces. They smell really nice too. I love that smell. Ooh, that's crazy.
One day later.
All right, so I've been messing with these shoes for the last, what does that even mean? I tried these shoes on and I looked at them for the last day. I haven't left the house. And they're solid, man. I really like them a lot. Obviously, the shoe is the follow-up to the wildly popular Air Jordan 3 J Balvin Medellin Sunset, a shoe which I definitely consider to be one of my favorite sneaker releases of last year. We'll get into some of the similarities and differences between these two shoes later on in the video. However, if you guys want to grab these guys for retail, they officially release on May 22nd for a price of $250. Or if you guys want to grab these for resale before the release, you can check out the YouTube shopping tab on your screen or in the description below. That'll also update when they release, so you can grab them just for resale if you miss out. I'm also selling this exact pair on Whatnot to promote the brand new APTHCRY Whatnot page. If you guys have been following me at all on Whatnot, you know I love selling sneakers. I also sell some socks over there as well. And now APTHCRY, my sock company, has their own Whatnot account, which will be doing streams hopefully weekly moving forward. So if you guys want to give us a follow over there, make sure to check us out through the link in the top of the description below. This pair of shoes will be sold in the upcoming Whatnot live stream, so make sure to bookmark that. And it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited. I am a little bummed that I'm not gonna be keeping this pair for a personal, but hopefully I can grab a pair for retail. I'll have to wait and see what happens. But either way, dope shoe. So like I've already mentioned, this shoe is named after J Balvin's son, Rio, who was born in 2021. I believe the year after he started collaborating with Jordan Brand. J Balvin, the Colombian-born Prince of Reggaeton, has released 4 collaborations with Jordan Brand so far. We've got the 1s, the 2s, last year's 3s, and of course this brand new colorway of the 3s. And I'm really happy that the Air Jordan 3 collaboration is the one that got a second colorway. I think it is by far the best out of all 3 of the previous collaborations. And this new colorway is just as clean and just as wearable as last year's Air Jordan 3, so it's really nice that they're following up that shoe with another solid release. But taking a deeper look at the shoe around the toe of the sneaker, you've got this really nice dark gray elephant print mudguard. On early images of this shoe, I thought that the elephant print would be a little bit lighter, and it's possible those were just images of fake pairs that were floating around the internet, I don't know. But I'm really glad that the elephant print turned out to be a little bit darker than I initially thought, because I think it just ties in with the sneaker better. And I really like that they've continued that trend of sort of matching the tones of the elephant print with the rest of the shoe like they did on last year's model. It provides a bit of contrast, but not too much. It's a nice subtle hit. Continuing up on the shoe, you've got this black matte tumbled leather panel that wraps all the way around the bottom half of the shoe. And just above that, you've got a second panel that covers the top half of the shoe that comes in the same black tumbled leather. Now, one of the more noticeable differences between last year's 3 and this year's 3 is that the actual finish of the leather is different. Last year had more of a semi-gloss finish. This year is like a completely matte finish, which I actually kind of dig for this black shoe. Another difference is that each leather panel on last year's pair came with yellow edges, which I really liked. On this year's pair, they went simple, they just went plain black, and I do think that's a nice touch. However, I kind of wouldn't have minded if they had gone for like a yellow hit. It might have made the upper of the shoe too crazy, and I'm sure there's people out there who wouldn't have liked that, but if they had added like a yellowy orange touch to the edge of the leather, it wouldn't have been as subtle as last year's pair, but I do think it would have added a nice pop. But I don't know, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of that idea. It might not work, who knows. Continuing up on the shoe, you've got these glossy black eyelets, which are a little bit different from last year's pair because they don't come into contrast in color, they just come in gloss versus matte, so they do have some sort of textural difference, but that's about it. And then weaving through those eyelets, you've got these flat black wax laces. Very lightly waxed, though. It's kind of like the essence of wax. As I mentioned in the unboxing, you do get a set of orange, lightly waxed laces like the black laces if you want to switch them out. I'm gonna be honest though, I wouldn't. I just don't think the orange really matches any other orange on the shoe, so it kind of seems like this weird, out of nowhere orange. I don't think it's bad. I think you can get away with it, but personally, I would just leave the black laces. I just think it's a much cleaner look. Yellow laces might not look bad if they match the Jumpman and the yellow on the heel, but no, I'm just gonna leave them black. Continuing up on the eye stay of the sneaker, you've got this perforated black leather panel, which is kind of different from last year's model because last year we just had suede, which I kind of prefer. But the perforated black isn't bad, it's more of a classic Jordan 3 look. Underneath the laces on the bottom half of the tongue, you've got more black perforated leather, and then towards the top half of the tongue, you've got more black tumbled leather with the Jumpman embroidered in the center in yellow. The back of the tongue is covered in this bright, almost neon orange colored fabric. It's similar to what you get in the outsole, we'll talk about that later. And then on the original release, it was a yellow, which again, similar to the yellow hits in the rest of the shoe, but definitely brighter on the Rios for sure. Well, there's definitely more contrast because it's like orange on black versus yellow on tan. It's a much more contrasty vibe. The rest of the sock liner though is a standard black mesh, and then rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got this sort of like gel feeling insole, which I really like, that features a sunset on it, as well as the Jordan Jumpman logo with the J Balvin Air text underneath it. And interestingly enough, the insole on the left shoe is different from the insole on the right shoe. I don't know why they needed to do that, but not mad at it. Cool detail, and it's something that's actually done pretty often, so it's not like it's crazy. But getting into sizing, the Air Jordan 3 J Balvin Rio fits, as you probably expected, just like the Air Jordan 3 J Balvin Medellin Sunsets. It fits true to size, very similar to other pairs of Air Jordan 3s. For this pair, I grabbed a size 9, which is my true size, and that's what I'd recommend you doing as well. I definitely recommend going true to size. With Air Jordan 3s, they tend to fit pretty much perfect. Obviously, everyone's feet are different, so if you have other pairs of 3s and you grab a size that's not your true size, stick with that when grabbing these because the sizing is the same. Honestly, if you've never worn a pair of 3s and you want to grab these shoes for resale, or maybe even hit on them for retail, which let's be honest, good luck with that, I would say going true to size is your best bet. They definitely feel fine, and they're pretty comfortable on foot, especially because of that insole. Continuing back on the shoe, you've got more of that tumbled black matte leather, and then on top of that, you've got more elephant print overlays that wrap around the entire heel area. And then on the back of the shoe, you get to one of my favorite areas of the entire sneaker, and that's this sunset inspired heel tab. Just like last year's model, the heel tab is made of semi-translucent plastic and is painted on the back side, and it fades from a yellow at the bottom to an orange to sort of a purpley black towards the top. Not only that, the actual 3D lettering on the heel of the shoe is different on either side of the pair. On the left shoe, you've got Nike Air, except the I in Air is a lightning bolt, which I think is pretty cool. And then on the right shoe, you've got J Balvin's logo, which is a smiley face with lightning bolts for the eyes. Wouldn't have been mad if both shoes had featured the lightning bolt smiley face thing, because I think that's dope, but I really like this. It gives the shoe some unique personality. I love when they change up the heel tab in Air Jordan 3s. It's just cool, unless it's done badly, but I haven't seen it done badly yet, so Nice touch. Then moving down on the sneaker, you get to one of the most eye-catching details on the entire shoe, and that's this sunset-inspired midsole fade. The rest of the midsole is painted black. On the original release, it was painted sort of a tannish color. On this shoe, it's really meant to represent like right after sunset, which I think is super cool. The actual gradient fade, from what I can tell, is exactly the same as it was on the original release. It starts out as sort of a dark purple, goes to an orange, and then gets to a yellow towards the heel of the shoe. I know it's such a small hit, but it's my favorite part of the shoe and my favorite part of the collaboration. It really adds that hit of unique personality to this shoe that I think if it was just a black Air Jordan 3, it would be basically the Black Cats, which are fine, but it wouldn't be a unique collaboration. And I think that's what this sunset detail really does well. It makes this shoe feel really unique and like a special personalized collaboration. Are the shades of yellow slightly different on each shoe? Kind of. It seems like on the original release it's more of a warmer yellow, and on this release it's a brighter yellow. It's not that different. I don't know. It's not that different. It's glossier on the new release, but that's about it. Continuing to the bottom of the shoe, you've got this translucent orange outsole, which looks amazing. I don't think this outsole glows in the dark. Neither did last year's version of the shoe. Would have been a cool touch, but unfortunately not. But hey, it's still clean and it matches the orange hits on the rest of the shoe, so I'm into it. So if push came to shove and I had to decide between one of these two shoes, I would probably still go for the original release of the shoe because I kind of dig the sort of off-white tan color of this release. You don't have a lot of Air Jordan 3s that come in this color. The black is dope. I don't mind it. I really like this shoe a lot, but if I had to pick between the two, I'd go with this one. I also like the yellow accents around the edges of the leather. This one just doesn't have that, but again, it's an all-black shoe, so that might ruin the aesthetic of the sneaker, so you can't really fault it for that. But regardless, incredibly clean release. I think a lot of people are going to be into this shoe. This shoe will absolutely sell out. I don't know what the resale is going to be like. My guess would be $350, maybe like $100 over retail, and then slowly the price will raise as the shoe gets older. So if you want a pair of these, obviously try to grab them for retail, but of course, you know, resale shouldn't be terrible, would be my guess, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. I've been wrong a lot, actually. But all around, dope shoe. Let me know your thoughts on this sneaker in the comment section down below. I'd love to know whether you're planning to grab a pair of these for yourself when they officially release on May 22nd for $250, which is not cheap for a pair of Air Jordan 3s. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Also, don't forget to follow me and APTHCRY on Whatnot, linked in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.